Welcome to Common Canvas, where art, healing, and protection come together on one powerful platform. Have you ever wondered how a simple brushstroke can tell a story, or how colors on a canvas can give voice to pain, courage, and hope? This isn't just about painting. It's about survivors of sexual violence reclaiming their space, their dignity, and their futures. Through Common Canvas, we're supporting the incredible work of Totya, a platform that empowers survivors by offering safe spaces, counseling, medical care, legal support, and most importantly, a community that listens and stands with them. But here's the beautiful part. You're invited to join. Survivors, allies, and everyday people all coming together, painting side by side, turning canvases into powerful statements of resilience and change. Each brushstroke not only raises awareness, but fuels fundraising to expand Totya's mission and drive systemic change. So grab a seat, lean in, and let's explore the stories, the colors, and the courage behind Common Canvas. Together, let's create a world where healing is possible, justice is accessible, and every voice is protected.
Art is a form of therapy, and as a counselor by profession, it is one of the forms that can help you express your feelings without using actual words.
Idea of using the canvas to support survivors after an activity we did, and I welcomed it and I liked it after seeing that the smiles on survivors' faces when they were painting, and most of them wanted to take the canvases.
With this, I'm trying to see how we can use art more than just for beauty and to make just decorative pieces, but also to use it as a currency, as a tool to create change, to create impact, more than just beauty.
You describe the sun to a blind person.
Oh, wow. We all know about the saying that every mistake in art is a design. And world over, ever since the early days, art has been used to shape society, for entertainment, and to create social change. Welcome to the Diary of a Bushman, a space where we strip life down to its essence and a place where we explore what really matters. I am Timo Rogers Obina, a curious traveler, a student of life, and your host. In today's episode, we are joined by an artist and an activist that are trying to put forces together to drive a social change. Welcome, Janat and Edgar of Common Canvas. I begin with you, Janat. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Janet Aguti, a Ugandan and a survivor of childhood sexual violence. Why do I call myself a survivor of childhood sexual violence, or why do I introduce myself this way? Because my past is my power, and it's the reason as to why I became who I am today. I'm the founder of Totya platform that supports victims of sexual violence in Uganda to access psychosocial support using, I would say, the only or the number one hotline available in the country dedicated solely to survivors of sexual violence. Thank you.
Okay. So, if you don't mind, can you please maybe um, take us back to the memory lane, how you got to start this Totya platform and how it came about. Can you please tell us a little bit about your story? How was it?
So, like I said in my introduction, I'm a survivor of childhood sexual violence. And in Uganda at the time, or still even today, talking about sexuality and most especially sexual violence as a girl is still a taboo, where we are stigmatized if you say I was sexually abused, even unintentionally. You realize that even the first person that you're sharing with is asking you questions that kind of indicate that you were to blame for the abuse, such as how were you dressed? Why were you walking at night? What were you doing at his place? And of course, many others that try to push the blame to you. So at that time, at the age of 8, I didn't know who to talk to. And of course, I was afraid of being punished. So I didn't share and I struggled with my inner troubles, that is, facing everyday depression, anxiety, very, very low self esteem to the point where I could not speak or contribute in public because I was wondering if I even still had worth. So I struggled with that, which impacted negatively my social life, most especially my academic life as well. So I struggled for over 17 years. And the very first person that I shared with was so open that I didn't get those questions that I had mentioned earlier. So in the end, I got help, and it was through an online platform. That time we were using Skype. So the lady was from the US, and I opened up easily because it was online and there was no time that we were going to ever meet. Where we went on for about some years, and then I encouraged myself, or she encouraged me to start my own to support other survivors in Uganda anonymously. And that led to the birth of Totya platform. So ideally, we started as an online, specifically no connection to the survivor, no face-to-face interaction to encourage many to report, many to get psychosocial support. But then we grew, and with the community demands, we changed, basing on our survivors' desires and needs. And that's where Totya is today.
Oh, wow. Thank you for sharing. And maybe now I would invite in the other panelists for today, Edgar, who is also bringing the concept of common canvas. Maybe you tell us more about it, but maybe just to give our viewers a little bit about who are you, Mr. Edgar?
Hello everyone, my name is Waliendo Edgar, and previously I was the founder of Waliendo Gallery, which we renamed to Common Canvas. Um, Common Canvas is a self-organized regenerative ecosystem that is using art to create social change to societies and to the environment, and sometimes both. For years, I've been an artist, I've been a painter, and I'm still a painter, and I love art, and art is my passion. And with this, I'm trying to see how we can use art more than just for beauty and to make just decorative pieces, but also to use it as a currency, as a tool to create change, to create impact, more than just beauty. Yes.
Yeah. So Edgar, just like I asked Janat, um, how did you get here? A little bit about your background in art, and because you didn't just arrive here, you came from somewhere, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been doing art since I can remember. I think since my childhood and through my whole life, I've been a very inquisitive person. I love following Da Vinci throughout my whole life, and I always looked at him as a role model. And in 2015, I joined SINA, Social Innovation Academy, and it was my first time to do art or use art or do art professionally or take it on as a career in my life. And it was then that my life as an artist really kick-started. Uh, Fast forward so many years later, I started doing artist residencies to support my fellow artists, uh, to, to also be able to benefit from their practice and also create a bit of change in a society they are not living in. At that time, we were doing things in India where we tried to create a lot of tourist destinations and a lot of impact that side. Today, it has evolved now into what we call Common Canvas, like I had introduced it. And Common Canvas to me later, I want it to be a community, a self-organized regenerative community that is rooted in art, innovation, and social entrepreneurship, supporting uh, social entrepreneurs and also creating social entrepreneurs. For today, we are focused on Totya, because for me as a person, I've been traveling and I see this issue Totya is trying to address as a very serious issue and a very important issue out there. And for me, it's more than just uh, change. It's
Okay.
it's something that I always wanted to do, part of my art.
Wow, sounds interesting. Before we jump into the common canvas and into the bigger question as to
Mm.
how the artists and the team fighting sexual violence comes together, maybe we'd like to hear from, you're not alone over there,
Come
are
again?
you? You're not alone over there. Maybe, um,
Yes.
yeah, maybe the other person would introduce themselves, then we go into the bigger question.
Okay,
Hello.
hello everyone. This is Anna Maria Mpumbia, and I'm happy to be part of this. I work with Totya, and I love seeing people happy and also being supported in what they face, and the challenges they face. And so Edgar introduced the idea of using the canvas to support survivors after an activity we did. And I welcomed it and I liked it after seeing that the smiles on survivors' faces when they were painting, and most of them wanted to take the canvases they had worked on. And so we talked about it and we decided to make it like a big thing for everyone, not only the survivors, but only and other people could want to support the survivors and also enjoy doing art.
Wow,
Yes.
that's interesting because now that takes us to the bigger question about this common canvas. Hmm? Maybe we need to elaborate more about it, about what does it mean to a layman, to a simple person like me who doesn't understand even the meaning of the word canvas. And when we talk about common canvas, so it gets more confusing. So maybe the good thing both of you are here, Edgar from Common Canvas and Janat with Anna from Totya. So now maybe you can now take us deeper into the meaning of the whole concept and the whole thing.
Okay, common a canvas is this. You see this?
Okay.
This is a canvas that we use to do or create art. And on this, where the term common canvas comes from, for me, a canvas is like an empty space that is given to someone to paint a vision, to paint something they are thinking about. Art is expression of one's imagination. But most of us don't understand the definition of art until you give them a canvas and you ask them to paint something they envision, something they imagine, something. So, for years, I've been painting alone in my room, in my studio, and I came to think about how about if we could invite social change makers to paint a vision of themselves, a vision they have about a picture they have about the future, a picture they have about I don't know what they would be thinking about, But how can this canvas be used to create change? Uh, and that's how the idea of common canvas came about. And under common canvas, there is a topic we came up with called art that protects. And under this, we came up with what we are calling Totya and paint. And the idea is to offer Totya a canvas that uh, can be used as a currency or can be used as a tool to bring impact through Totya to the world. And I guess that's how the idea kept on evolving and evolving. And today we have now managed to conduct two editions of the Totya and Paint uh, event. The first two were with survivors, and it was basically about art therapy. And the goal was to help these people in some way use this canvas also to express themselves and use this time to reflect, to heal, and to grow out of the issues or the issue they might have faced. So now we've launched Totya and Paint as a tool to one, heal, two, to raise some support, one, to buy kits, sexual assault kits. I think the famous kit, we all know it. And Janat will tell us
Okay.
about the kit. And the goal now is to buy at least 110 kits that are going to be distributed to government hospitals to support survivors of SGBV.
What
Yes.
is that? What is SGBD? Just to break it down for someone who may not understand it.
Yes, it's sexual and gender-based violence in full.
Okay. So I think this is an area that Janat and Anna Maria are experts in. Maybe they can take us through this area. Janat, please tell us something about it.
Um, so the back of the sexual assault kit. Ideally, I would start back with the beginning of the year of 2025 when the Trump administration said that they were going to pull funding from the USAID programs. And USAID, for those who don't know, supports over half of the Ugandan healthcare institution. So, meaning a lot of services are being funded by them, most especially HIV and AIDS. And then when you talk about sexual violence, you cannot eliminate the aspects of HIV and AIDS and other sexually transmitted infections, of course. So when this was threatened or when this was rumored to be a reality, many of us actually panicked, including Totya staff. Because, like, Totya provides, we are supported, or our programs are aligned in three core programming initiatives, and that is prevention, healing, and justice. Now, our healing aspect was being broken down, and this was going to cost us even more. And so we panicked, and the panic led to us sitting down as a team of five, and we started brainstorming. If this is to become a reality, what is going to happen to us? We cannot go back again to the donors after we've already raised the annual funds and say, hey, look, we are not going to be able to meet the target because we have to spend more on healing than we had anticipated. Like, innovative as we are, since we are on the grounds of Social Innovations Academy, we thought, how do we turn our challenge right now into an opportunity? And
Okay.
ideas started bouncing forth, back and forth, back and forth. And we thought, how are we then going to be affected if this is to come into play? So we saw some of the services already that were a challenge before, and that was accessing preventative medical care to the survivors of sexual violence. And what are some of the things that we could do as Totya to make sure our survivors still get medical care without it being imposed on them even further? because the beginning of medical care is the beginning of health or
Yes.
healing. So you can't be physically in pain and then we expect you to be mentally well. They both go hand in hand. And physical health impairs mental health.
Okay.
Physical health, meaning if
Wow.
I was sexually
That
abused, then I will need medical care to prevent, for a girl, pregnancy, for everybody else, contracting of HIV, which can be prevented, which both of them can be prevented in 72 hours after assault. So that brought to the birth of the rape kits or the sexual assault kits, and working hand in hand with the government entities in PG district, where they warmly welcomed us and we sat down several times in several meetings, several discussions, brainstorming how does this kit then become a reality and get to save many more lives and prevent many girls from dropping off because of pregnancy and prevent many boys from committing suicide because of HIV and other sexually transmitted infections. So the kit then represented all those aspects, the preventative emergency care into one small box. And and it includes emergency medical care, antibiotics. We don't have antibiotics in because it was not government approved. We cannot diagnose, but it has the the contraceptives to prevent pregnancy. It has a rep kit. I mean, it has testing kit for HIV. It has pads for the girls. It has a small, what we call in Luganda, a lesu, so that if you're being taken into the back to be examined, you at least fully covered and you don't feel openly exposed. Sometimes these clothes are taken into investigation, so they are left with nothing. So that is to still cover them in case they have to go through that phase. So all these are combined into a box to still be able to provide timely. When I say timely, like it's in bold letters, to provide timely and effective medical care to a survivor to prevent furthermore harm occurring to them that will then foster their mental well-being in the end.
wow, that's
I,
really interesting.
I
Uh,
would love my
I, rea-
colleague to also
I
share
realize,
hers.
uh, Anna,
Yeah.
do you want to share something more about this kit? Because well, Janet talked about it. Maybe you can also throw more light on this kit, and if you have some illustrations, it will be really nice.
Okay. Okay. So we have this,
What's that?
and this is for the survivor. For the
Okay.
survivor to help him or her to write something as part of healing. And then this is for us to follow up on what has been used by the counselor and in the doctors. And this is the wrapper we're talking about. For example,
Okay.
if a girl was sexually violated and the cloth got torn or has blood or dirty, this is used to wrap her around. And these ones are used to correct urine for testing. Um, this is a pad.
Okay.
This is emergency pill.
Okay.
This is cotton,
Okay. Cotton is also there.
HIV, swab, and these are for testing HIV. We also have gloves.
Okay.
And so with all these materials in the kit, this one, yeah, we also have this
What is that?
for DNA. We have, this is a swab. We have two of them for the
Mhm.
survivor and the perpetrator for taking to the hospital to get tests from both of them for evidence.
Yeah.
Yes. And they also have this for testing pregnancy.
Oh wow.
And with this one box, it can help like 3 survivors.
Okay.
For example, if uh, um, a survivor is below like the age of getting pregnant, so this will not be used on the survivor, and so some other materials can be kept for another person, and it can also be used on a survivor who is a boy who can only want like a swab and some cotton, who will not use this pill. Yes.
Wow, that's interesting. And now this takes us to the bigger question. This is the bigger question that how would someone out there participate in contributing to your program, acquiring more kits of the sort?
Okay, so how someone can participate? It's in three ways. One, spread the message out there that sexual violence is real and it affects a lot of girls. Speaking for Uganda, there is a lot of cases. If you enter Totya's office and you see their board, the numbers are devastating and the numbers are going up every day. So, one is spreading the word and letting the world know that this issue is there and it has to be tackled. The second way you can support in this event is supporting uh, Totya in producing these kits. The
Okay.
goal next year is to produce a minimum of 500 of these kits.
Okay.
I think so, right?
Yes.
Yes, is producing 500 kits, and if 500 kits, if each kit can help up to 3 survivors,
Yeah.
I think we can do the math. That's like 1,500 people that potentially can be supported. For the event, we wanted to offer a minimum of 110 kits, the Touch and
Okay.
Paint event.
At the event.
And the goal was to do this within a period of 1 month. That's up to
Please
the
say that again,
11th of
Edgar. Please say
October.
that again. The target is
The
to for
goal,
the event. Okay.
yes, the target of the event is to support Totya produce at least 110 kits
Okay.
by 11th of October. And 11th of October is the date we've set. That's the International Day of the Girl Child, to offer this, whatever we shall have collected to Totya, to start the official production of these kits. So someone
Okay.
can support us in making the day colorful
Mm-hmm.
and also help us raise funds to produce these. We have estimated that each kit is roughly 50,000 shillings.
Okay.
That
50.
includes I think purchasing the materials, the packaging, and also taking these things to the hospital and the follow up. And also um, the other way someone can support, of course, is reaching out to Totya directly and talking to them and see further support, because it's not only the kit that is important. You've seen their swabs for
Okay.
DNA. This DNA is not used only in the hospital, but they later go to court with these things. They later have to support witnesses to go to court, etc., which costs a lot on Totya's side. So that is also a way you can support through the Totya and Paint.
Yeah. Because looks like this date is not very far.
Mm.
This date of the event is not very far. So maybe I would
Yes.
invite Janat as the team leader at Totya to make a call to action. Make a call to action to the general public.
So thank you very much. Before I even go to the call of action, I think one thing that Edgar, the artist, has failed to mention of how we started to collaborate with art is
Mm.
art is a form of therapy. And as a counselor by profession, it is one of the forms that can help you express your feelings without using actual words. And the person who can interpret it can say what colors you've used and some of the meanings. Like if somebody chooses to paint with darker colors, then we might think or assume that they are in pain or that they've faced pain before. And there, a counselor will then start to ask, do you mind sharing more about your painting? It is a starting point for them to open up. Someone can choose to use brighter colors. At this stage of my life, I paint using brighter colors because I've already faced the darker parts of my life and I'm living the brighter parts at this stage. Someone can choose to do that. And that is where Totya and Common Canvas then came to a marriage, I would call it. So we support each other to present a healing format to our survivors who are still struggling to express in words.
So,
It is
so
the beginning.
it's deeper than just painting or
It's
playing with
deeper than
paint.
just painting, it's deeper than just having it's fun, but it's also a form of you to focus and relax and paint and express yourself even deeply to a point where you as a human being painting you might not be able to understand, but down the road you'll be able to know what you were thinking or what you were feeling at the time you were painting it. So it's more than that, even for just a human being holding the paintbrush and the colors at that time. It is a form of healing. And as well, for the rep kits, it is the beginning phase of everything. It determines where your life moves on. And also, it's a starting phase for Totya to support a survivor of sexual violence. It might be a small box, but it holds a greater impact on someone's life.
Yeah,
It has the prevention bit of it, and it has the aftercare of it as well. So if we support each other, if we support in this way, you never know who you're saving out there. So I would say, come paint, come have fun, go home with your painting. At the end of the day, it's not only for yourself, but you have created a greater impact on someone's life down the road.
great, Janet. So maybe just to get it clear, because it will be a physical event where people will actually come and paint, right? And with the information I have, it will be happening in Uganda.
Yes.
Yeah. So now, because we are in a global village, I would say currently, that maybe it's in Uganda, but people from the four corners of the world would also want to participate, but maybe they can't be in Uganda in this exact time. So, do you have any arrangements for people who are not physically in Uganda to participate in this kind of event?
I will leave that to the expert or the organizers of the event. We have Edgar and Anna who are physically organizing it on ground in Uganda. As well, we are still in discussions of how do we bring it up to the four corners of the world, like you've said. So, Edgar.
Yes. On that day, we shall have painting for people who will be here physically, and the goal is not just only paint, but to stand with survivors. So if you're here physically and you have contributed, you're welcome to come and participate and paint with us. There will be a lot of drinks, a lot of wine, a lot of happy moments, and a lot of talking about the issue of sexual violence. For people who are not in Uganda, yes, you're still welcome to support because the goal is to support Totya in purchasing these items and forwarding them to the right people to support the victims or survivors. So yes, we actually have about 3 supporters already from outside of Uganda who
Okay,
are willing to buy some kits and actually support because we also noticed that not everyone in Uganda might afford to pay the 50,000. So there are some people who have come up actually to pay for some people who might participate on their behalf here physically. So yes,
Okay.
people outside can really support, and all that support will be going to the event. In return, I think we can discuss how they can get a painting
Okay.
that they have. That one of the paintings that we have made in the past, because we have a very big archive of thousands of paintings through our events, and we can offer them at least one or two depending on how on what they will have contributed.
Yeah. Okay, Edgar, just to get a good picture,
Yes.
because you say each painting would be at the kit, the kit will
Mm.
be costing 50,000. That is dollars or Ugandan
Yes.
shillings?
No, it's 50,000 Ugandan shillings. It's roughly $14.25,
Okay.
and that's for yes, that's per kit.
Okay. So
It's not
one kit goes
yes,
for, let's say, for $15 for one kit.
yes.
Yeah. So
Each
for
kit at most $15. Yes,
so each kit goes for $15. So when someone wants to
yes,
participate, they can
mm.
use that figure to know how many kits they would like to support with.
Yes,
So is it okay for someone to give more than one kit?
yes. It's okay to give more. At the you can give at least one kit.
Okay, so what the one kit is the
At
minimum.
most, as many as you can offer.
Okay, that sounds interesting because $15, I think this would be something affordable at least,
Mm.
and with the impact it will create, I believe
Mm.
it's a worthwhile investment.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's very clear. Unless there's anything you would like to share about the event that you didn't share about.
Um, yeah. Since we've been doing these events, now this is going to be the third time. The goal is not to have a party and it ends in the morning. The goal is to have something regenerative, and that's the idea of Common Canvas: is to create uh, lasting impact. My wish is not to do one event. My wish is to do the event as many times as possible to support, as long as we can have people to support and participate, however small the turn up can be, however big it will be. I feel that can be enough support to support a victim out there.
Oh wow, yeah, that's
Maybe
very
that's something we
powerful.
didn't mention, that Totya and Paint is not a one-day event. It's a regenerative
Okay.
event that is going
Mhm.
to continuously happen to support um, survivors. Today it is in Uganda, tomorrow it can be in Austria, tomorrow another time it can be in Germany, another time
Yeah.
it can be in the US, whether we are physically there or not there. So the
Because
goal
sexual
is that
violence
at
is a
least
global
we
problem.
set it off. Yes, that's why we even chose close to Uganda's independence and the International Day of the Girl Child
Yeah.
to launch it as an initiative that is regeneratively intended to impact people more and more times.
Wow, that's great. So maybe I would invite also Jana to say something about the event, about this initiative, before we go into the closing.
Yes, Uganda's independence is a representative of a lot of struggle that Uganda has gone through. And that is what all survivors worldwide go through. When you come out of victim stage and you reach a survivor stage, that is a milestone. And the independence of Uganda is a representative of that. And then, of course, the International Day of the Girl's Child. It shows strength to all the girls, to all the women out there, that no matter how many times you're put down, you can always rise up and shine. And so, let's come and paint. Let's use creative colors and let's show our braveness through the shining colors that you're going to display. I'm happy. I'm definitely flying down for that because I don't know how to paint, but my 5-year-old already knows how to use colors. that, of course, Waliendo Edgar taught her how to. So I'm excited for that already. So yeah, come let's paint, come let's sip. Even for us who don't know how to paint, tap in the paint and put your fingers there. It's already a painting. Thank you very much.
Wow. Uh, uh, just like the artist always confuse us that every mistake in art is a design, and every art piece is perfect. Yeah, but
It
anyway,
depends who
Edgar.
painted.
Huh?
It
So
depends who
Edgar,
painted. Yes.
I think that has been very clear. So maybe on the personal side, maybe you'd like to share something you want to leave with our viewers for today, in a message you want to leave for your viewers today. It can be from anything, maybe
Uh,
not from Common Canvas, but any message you want to give today.
the personal message is all of us are artists for as long as you can imagine and express what you imagine.
Oh
And
wow.
let's prove it on that day that you are also an artist. And that
Great.
art can actually support someone out there.
Hmm? Anna, you want to say something about the event or
Yes.
about any personal message you want to pass out there?
The personal message. I'm excited to instruct art again.
Okay.
This last time it was my first time and I enjoyed it. You know, instructing drawing as they follow you up. It was really amazing. I want to do it again. And I also want to call upon everyone to come and support the cause. Because with your support, the victims or survivors are able to get support and timely support and with no challenges at hospitals. Because, you know, most times they would go to hospitals and nurses or doctors be like, I want to work on you if you don't have money. But then if the materials are provided, we just get them and be worked on. It will be a great thing and opportunity. Yes.
Wow. I'm really excited because I also want to be part of this cause. And I believe that me and my team for sure will see the way how we can be part of this because this affects everyone. This is a global cause, and for sure, I invite the general public to be part of something like this.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
So, so maybe this is something that I would say I would want us to share because I want you to, for each and everyone on this panel for today, I want you to leave a question or something you want our next guest to share about. It can be about anything. So I would go to Janet first.
Oh,
So
wow.
tell us maybe any question you want to leave behind that we should ask the next guest that comes to the show.
Um, to the next guest of the show. Uh, I don't know. Could somebody do it first so that I can copy and paste?
Edgar,
Um,
so the
I
next
think
guest
the
of the
next
show,
question,
what
yeah,
question do
the
you want to
next
leave for them?
question or
It
the
can be,
next
it
guest
can be,
should be asked. Huh? I think
it
the
can be about
next
anything.
guest can be asked, what, what, what world or what type of world do they envision to stay in or to live in?
Okay. What world do they envision to live in?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll
what
keep
type
it.
of world or vision? Yes,
I'll, I'll,
do they
I'll leave.
envision to stay in?
Great. I'll keep the question and I'll tell them that Edgar left the question for you, just in case it becomes a challenge, so they know whom to attack.
Aha, ana huyo.
Anna, any
Uh-huh.
question you want for the next guest?
I'll put it in a simple terms. Do you think you can be of great impact to someone's life?
Okay. Do you think it can be a
Yes.
great impact to someone's life? I'll put your name there.
Yes.
Okay, and maybe we can close it with Janet.
I mean, I think since we are discussing art and colors, my question would be to the next guest: could you describe the sun to a blind person?
Oh wow, describe the sun to a blind person. I like that. Anyway, with that,
Mm,
I would like us to close our engagement for today, and I would love to appreciate everyone that has taken their time and energy to be part of this um, show. And we shall put it out there, and then yeah, the questions will be directed unto you. They will come maybe through us, but we shall push them unto you, and the links to the different social platforms and the different um, activities. We shall be putting them also as part of the video for someone to follow up in case of anything. And maybe I would request for the general public, if you could find us a link where we can follow up how the event will be going. This would be really nice for someone who will not be able to come on ground, but maybe they can have a virtual, like something virtual where they can see the painting going on. Something like this would be really highly appreciated. Otherwise, from us to you, we say thank you for standing out for the victims, and to the artists, thank you for using your gift and talent to create the change you want to see. And we want to say thank you, and I check out. Bye.